And I was really short, probably like 5, maybe 5'2". 8th grade, maybe like 5'3". I mean, meanwhile, everybody's hitting their growth spurts. So about ninth grade, I decided I was still talented, but I wasn't, I couldn't really, be that guy out there on the court because I was just so skinny and small and short. But then I went to Don Bosco Prep in Ramsey, New Jersey. My uncle, he's like, yeah, I wanted to go to a private school because, like I said, I wanted to play college basketball. Went to Don Bosco Prep in Ramsey, New Jersey, ninth grade. I was probably still about 5'4", really skinny still. Sophomore year, so my freshman year, I was on the freshman team. I started some games, came off the bench some games. Like I said, I was still talented, so could shoot the ball, but just so small. And then my sophomore year, I played JV. I was about, I probably say 5'6", maybe got to 5'6". Still skinny. I was off the bench then. I don't even think I started the game on JV my whole 10th grade year. Throughout the middle of the season, I had my dad. He never really says much to me about sports. Like, he's not a sports guy. He didn't grow up playing sports. He's from New York City, but he just had a conversation with me and was like, "Man, if you really want to play basketball, like if you want to get on the court on JV, you're gonna have to start shooting a little bit more and working at your game a little bit. Like, you got to look in the mirror and see if you really want to do this." So I was like, you know what, you're right. And it kind of hit different because my dad never really said much about sports. He kind of let me do my thing. But when he said that, it kind of hit home, and that's when he started going out there at first, and rebounding for me after practice. We had a little court in my backyard. It was freezing. I mean, talking about December, January time. So even if it was 50 extra shots, we would do 3 spots because my court only had about that much room, and get a couple shots up. And after a while, he stopped coming out because it was cold, so I had to go rebound for myself. But yeah, that's when I kind of, started with, working. I was always in the gym, but that's when I really started putting a little bit extra work in. And then my sophomore year, by the end of my sophomore year, I grew to about 5'9", 5'10". And I was like, you know what? If I want to play basketball, I have to get on the court. So at Don Bosco, I wasn't. I asked the coaches, like, do you think I could be, starting point guard on varsity? Kind of didn't really think so. So I was like, I'm gonna go somewhere else, and I decided to go to St. Mary's in Rutherford, New Jersey, where I met some friends and we stayed in the gym all the time, ran around New Jersey area, in and out of 24-hour fitnesses and stuff like that. And by that time, I was about 6 foot. Started growing. Played varsity my first year. Averaged about 14 points, but I broke my leg my junior year, so I was out from February all the way to the next September. Just trying to get back and rehab and stuff like that. And I came back my senior year. So my junior year of AAU, I did not play. Came back my senior year, and I started working out with this trainer, who just got me in great shape and great games speed and a lot of reps. And I averaged 30 points that year, my senior year. So I averaged 30. Wanted to go D1 obviously, but I'm doubting myself. Like, man, I'm not getting no interest from D2. How can I go D1? You know what I'm saying? So um was trying to get some D2 looks. The D2s weren't really biting. So I'm like, I'm gonna go prep school. And this is when I was like, I started playing AAU at a higher level and I was killing. I'm like, yo, these dudes are getting offers from D1s and I'm not getting them either. Like, what's going on? Like, am I not, like, I'm good enough? So I'm like, I'm going prep school. Like, if I can get interest from D2s, I can get a D1 maybe. And I just believed that and went to prep school and got my first D1 offers in Indiana. Ran into Coach May at a gym after he watched Nelly. Funny part is, my prep school was about 15 minutes from Nelly's house in Gary, Indiana. And a couple months later they offered me, and then COVID hit. I committed to FAU because it was just a beautiful place and next to Miami and stuff like that. And I love Coach, and the rest is history.
What is your advice to any college athlete really that knows that they're capable of playing at a high level, but the interest hasn't come yet and they're sitting at the end of their senior year and they're just lost, wondering, what do I do?
Yeah. I say three things. I mean, first and foremost, you got to believe. Like, even today, sometimes I struggle with my own confidence, and I'm at a high level now playing basketball. But you got to really believe in yourself. Put in the work. Obviously, that shouldn't even be a question. the amount of work me and my friends and I put in throughout the days. Like we didn't party, we didn't do much but basketball really. And then secondly, for me, I think just going to prep school was another opportunity. Like when I was in 8th grade, I used to beg my mom and my uncle, like, please let me reclassify, please let me stay back a grade. Like I need to get stronger, I need to get taller. And my uncle always told me, nah, if you want to reclass, we'll do that when you go to prep school. And that it built some some lessons and definitely built a chip on my shoulder because I had to go through those ups and downs. Like if I were to reclass, maybe I would have been the best in 8th grade, but when you get to 9th grade and 10th grade, it doesn't really matter because everybody's trying to play varsity. So I think just waiting it out and seeing if you first really love basketball and love it enough to put in the work to give yourself a chance. So that's what I did, and I was able to go to prep school. And then lastly, I say just sometimes you gotta change areas. I think that was a big thing for my recruitment. Going to the Midwest instead of the East Coast. Sometimes when you're in the same area, people kind of have an opinion of you or what you may play like, or sometimes they're blinded by by your talent or something like that. So I think changing locations for myself was a big risk and was a huge adjustment for me because I came coming from New York going all the way to Indiana in the middle of nowhere. But once that coach told me he thinks I can go D1, I believed in him, and I was like, you know what, I'll come out here, even though I didn't want to. So yeah.
And sometimes kind of speak to that because we all have those moments in our life, and this is just a coach and totally foreign place for you. But
Mm.
sometimes just one person being that person to tell you, I think you're capable of achieving this dream. It's a beautiful thing to be able to follow that.
Hey, I'll be honest, I do anything for that coach because he really like he gave me the confidence. Like, dang, coach, you coach this many D1 players, and you think I could be one of those? Like, man, I'm coming. I'll be here tomorrow. And that was my energy. And I was like, after I left the gym, I'm looking going down the road and I see all these cornfields. I'm like, dang, like I'm really about to live out here. But man, he said I can go D1, so this what I'm gonna do, and I appreciate him because he didn't have to say that, and obviously he's seen what he's seen, and he gave me the confidence, and I'm here now, and I give him all the credit for it.
Are you in touch with him to this
Of
day? Now
course, of
had so
course.
much success.
All right, Dave Marivella, Bosco Institute. So I went to two Boscos in my career. Bosco Institute in Crown Point, Indiana. They still up and running, and he has one of the best prep schools in the country.
What was the moment of your journey you thought was the toughest throughout your basketball career so far? And how did faith help you get through that moment?
Mm. Yeah, I'll probably say um just this past off season, going through my foot surgery again. I had foot surgery prior and I dealt with so much through that first time. I was really discouraged and really like, dang, like after, being on a high, actually practicing well, feeling like myself, getting my body together and feeling like my body was at its peak, it kind of all came crashing down with that. And then on top of that, just my history from my last foot surgery that I had to sit out a year. Definitely had to lean on God, and I'm still walking in that same light and same journey today, doing my best to just keep my faith in the Lord and give him all the praise. So I'll probably say this off season.
What's the moment in your whole basketball career, and you've had a lot of good ones,
Mhm.
where you felt something greater coming through you while you were playing or with you?
Mm. Man, I'll probably say it's probably two moments. Obviously, the run was special. That was I don't even know how to put it into words. Like I don't even understand how it happened. Obviously hard work, but it was just something magical about that run. And it just like after last year, just put it in perspective how hard and how much everything has to be right, for that something like that to happen. And I say probably that Memphis shot was like, dang, like man, God is great. And that was the first time I was able to really praise the Lord on national TV. So I take pride in that a lot. And I gave him the praise first. But yeah, definitely those two moments for myself, like the Lord put me put my face, put my talent, put my team on a national spotlight, and chose me at the last second. So I was grateful for that, and that's something I waited for my whole life, and then just to be on the top of the world on the way in college basketball was special.
When was the moment for you that you realized there can be a greater expression of me, Nick Boyd, the basketball player, the human being that is now capable of coming through me at San Diego State than maybe I've ever had before? And it sounds like that's happening now.
I had a conversation with my uncle that and he kind of gave me, he didn't tell me what to do, but he gave me some advice. And instantly I said, "Yup, I'm out. I can't stay. I can't stay." And my mind just, it took me like a day or so to my mind to change. And I was walking around Avalon, up and down the streets on the phone, like I'm really out, like I'm leaving. And I was telling my mind, like, I'm leaving, I'm leaving, I'm leaving. Like, just because of the advice he gave me was so strong. Like it hit home right where it needed to hit home. And it was about being comfortable and loving Boca so much, basically. And that's when once he told me that, I said, "Yeah, I'm out. That's all I need to hear." Um
So he advised you towards discomfort.
he said, I said, if you want to do something, if you want to make something special, I seen the best come out of you, where you aren't comfortable. And I said, okay, that's all I need to hear. And I was like, "Yup." And once he said that, I said, "Yeah, I can't stay." He's right. That's because truth be told, I was afraid to leave Boca before everything. I didn't know who the coach was gonna be, but I was afraid because I love Boca so much. Before Coach Jacobs got it, or Coach Church, whoever was in the running for the job, I was like, "Yo, I'm there's a possibility I might have to leave FAU," and that like gave me nightmares at night. Like, dang, I really have to leave this place that I love, and I've been here for so long, and I have my friends and my relationships, and I know the people down the street in the deli, and I know the people at the pizza shop, and I'm like, I had nightmares, like, dang, like there might be a possibility I might have to leave here, and I was afraid, like, I didn't know like what would be out there for me, and then once he said that to me, I said, yeah, I'm gone, and that was probably before you had that conversation with me, because my whole mindset was I was trying to convince my uncle why I wanted to stay, you know, and he was like, "Do what you want, but I think you're just comfortable here in Boca, and you lost your edge," and that's all he had to say. And I was like, "Yep," my whole mindset flipped, and that's when I decided I'm out, and then obviously went back and forth with my brothers who thought they might have stayed, they might have left, but ultimately that's when my mindset switched.
What's the most uncomfortable you got over these few months coming to San Diego?
I'm in it right now. Like I said, coming here um was a journey across the country. First and foremost, getting here, getting myself situated, getting the routine, and once I felt like I got my routine, I got hit with another curveball, and I was on a scooter for 10 weeks. Had to get a pin put in my foot. So that was a whole new challenge, and just getting cleared to play up and down about the 22nd of October. So it's been almost three. It's been about a little bit over 3 weeks. And coming back right away. Giving it my all, giving it my best. Putting up shots on the scooter. And then now just trying to find my rhythm, see the game the way I know I can see the game, play the game the way I know I could play and have that confidence. I'm living in the discomfort right now, and I'm doing my best to stay above water. So I can't complain.